Alright, hello and welcome back to MulesCraft on our YouTube series videos, and this one's going to be our Trails demo from the Catwalk. And what we're going to be showing you today is a bunch of different trails that you can actually buy in our buy store that will still be here after the EULA changes occur at the end of July. So these are basically our new effects that we offer for players, just to kind of give a little bit of added glare, I guess you could say, to their lifestyle. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off here, and to open it up, we have Miner of Cows sporting the Hearts trail effect. So bring it on out, Miner. And we looked at several of these trails effects, and the reason we like these the most is because they weren't too flashy. There she spins for us and looks back towards us, and they don't really, you know, some of them don't really get in the way of your face, which is really nice. A lot of these trails effects, they did a pretty bad job of that. So let's see what our next one is, and you can actually do this by clicking /trails in game on our server, like I'm doing now, and you'll notice that we have Hearts, Angry, and Angry is up next, and that has been sported by Chives. And here he comes. You can see that one actually comes out of your head like you're steaming a little bit. So we decided he was the best one to choose for it, maybe other than me. And he's going to stop and stand at us. There we go. Look at it. It just kind of puffs. It stays with him real nice, and it's not too heavy on your load, like FPS wise or even server load. It's a really good plugin we're using here to do that. All right, and let's see what our next one's going to be. Next up, we have Magic, been sported by Stetson. Stetson is he's one of our builders on the server, and he's actually in our survival series as well as his Chives and Miner, so I'm sure you've seen him there. But Stetson's stopping, he's giving us a little twirl, he's even crouching for us. And there goes Stetson sporting Magic. It's a nice little effect, again, not too much. That's one of the ones that kind of swirls all around you, so it's really nice. Let's see what's up next. Alright, looks like we're gonna have Miner of Cows sporting colors, and there she goes, and she's a little hyped up with this when she comes out hot. And she is still going. And that one actually stays behind you just a little bit better than a lot of the other ones do. I mean, in the colors, they're really randomized. That's what I like about it. You know, it's not one of those ones where it's really predictable or the pattern's noticeable. All right, let's see what's up next. Next, I believe we're going to have Cloud sported again by Chives, and here he comes. And Cloud's just it's a puffy little one. I know that and hopefully he'll stand still for us at the end here. We'll deal with our little guest. There we go. And there he is. And you notice when you stand still with it, it kind of just it looks almost like a jetpack. And Chives, you actually have fly, right? You want to give me /fly for just a second and go on up in the air and see how it just kind of has that cool effect. So for the players that has fly on the server, this is one of the ones that I kind of like the most because it really looks like a jetpack. All right, come on down and head on in. And then we're going to have Stetson up next, and he's going to be sporting our Witch Magic effect. So come on out, Stetson. And that one, it has some color to it. The ladies will love this one. And we actually have an Ender one that has a very similar color effect. This is I would call this one less extreme than the Ender one, because the effect kind of goes outward, and you'll see the Ender in just a little bit. But and there he goes, Stetson heading right on back in with his Magic trail effect. And speaking of the Ender, here comes Miner sporting it now, and hopefully she'll stand still at the end for us as she gets down there and just let it kind of affect on her. And it looks a lot like the Enderman if you don't notice. I mean, it kind of just tails right off of her whole body. This is a really large effect. This is one you see in front of your UI when you're wearing it. And again, it kind of has the reverse effect. It kind of pulls back in towards you, even when you're standing still. So it looks a little bit different, but it's a really good, really good effect. And then next up we have Green, which should be sported by Chives, and here he comes now. This is one that I know Das liked wearing on day one when he saw it. It's real basic. I mean, but the trail, it kind of sticks around for a little bit. It lingers some, you know, and I like the ones like that kind of stick around and don't really move much. They're very nice effects. All right, Chives, you're looking good. Head on in, buddy. Alright, and up next we have Spark with Stetson again. He comes out looking good. Similar to the smoke effect, although you'll notice that it's kind of randomized in the way they go out from him. You know, that they kind of shoot out at different directions. Especially as he stands still, you can just see how it kind of just bounces out in all these different directions. Looks good, Stets. Way to sport it. And that's the Sparks trail effect. Very good. Also, all these trails are purchasable for $5 each, and you get them for lifetime, and you get one free with sponsor rank. So that's something to note. And next we have White Magic with Minor. Oh no, Flames. Flames. That's Flames, isn't it? I'm sorry. It is Flames, I think is what it is. I'll check it again just to make sure. Let's see here. Yeah, it's Flame. That's what it is. And that's the one I like the most. That's my personal favorite is Flame. Because I like how it leaves the trail right on the ground. It's nice and level. And even going up through the air, I like making little patterns with it and whatnot. And then up next we have White Magic with Stetson. Or Chives. Chives. Man, I am all over the place, guys. And Chives is coming out with White Magic. Similar to, what was the other one? I think it was Flint. It was the Flint item one. But this one goes up instead of down is one of the biggest differences to the effect. And it seems a little bit puffier, like more like smoke. So another good effect. And head on in, Chives. Looking good, buddy. Looking good for a cat. Alright, and that was White Magic. Next up is Music with Stetson, and here he comes now, sporting the notes. And it looks amazing, Stets. It looks amazing. The musical notes is kind of a cool one, so for any of you music fans out there, they are pretty cool to trail right with you. And I mean, it stays, the music notes stay on you, around you. It's really something cool. And it's one heck of an effect. Alright, thank you, Stets. Alright, let's see what we got next. We have Snow next, and Snow is with Miner of Cows, and here she comes sporting Snow now. Way to go, Miner. Alright, and there she goes. And Snow is, it's like a single trail of the smoke. You know, it's one of those real sensitive, delicate trail effects. It's not very detailed, which is what I like. And then the waterline. This is one of my favorites. The waterline, sporting Chives. Chives go on and fly up in the air there, and you'll notice the waterline actually stays in position where it is, and then comes back down over time. And I love that effect. I mean, it's really cool. And the lava is the exact same way. We'll see that in just a second. Whoever's sporting the lava effect, come on out with Chives now, and we'll show those off at the same time because they are really good. And that's Stetson. Look at him up there in the air, and you see the lava trail just falling right behind him, and there goes Chives right around him. So that's a really, really good effect. Both of them are. They're really fun to play with. Two more of my favorite effects on the server for sure. All right, head on in, you fellas, and we'll bring Miner out. And Miner is going to be coming out with the crit effect. And there she goes, and you can just see it just popping off all around her. It is insane. It's intense. It's random. It's kind of a brownish color. A little bit different than the smokes. You know, it's much faster, I would say, is the word to use. It's much more fast-paced effect. And then next up we have Smoke. And Smoke is dark, it's puffy, it's black, it's everything Chives, and here he comes. And as you see, it's one of those effects that it's if you really like the dark and gloomy effects, this effect is for you. It's I guess the lava smoke effect would be the best way to word it, right? Or at the bedrock effect, almost like that. It's really dark. And then next up we've got Spell, and that should be with Stetson, and here he comes now. Little curly Q's coming right on out. He knows what he's doing. He's got it under control. And they are all over the place. And I love how the Spell ones curl upwards. I love that. It could probably get in front of your UI a little bit here and there if you spun around and they were there. But, you know, being able to see your effect, that's not always a bad thing. And you can cut them off. And then next up we've got Enchant. Enchant is the it's what you see on the enchantment books, the little hieroglyphs, and it works the same way the lava does. Notice how it and the water does. It just kind of sets there and then it falls with the letters all falling down kind of individually. And it's another one of those effects that I really like it, just because of the uniqueness of it, where it kind of floats and falls. And a lot of the plugins we looked at didn't do anything like that at all. And here's Splash. And Splash should be sported by Chives coming right on out now. And you can just see he's like a little water fountain. It's one heck of a cool effect. It's all over the place. That's the water splashing effect, I assume. And Chives does again an amazing job sporting it. He really does. Haha, look at that, stopping to drop a little on me. Thank you, Chives. Alright, and next up we've got Slime with Stetson sporting the green slime. Alright, looking good stats. And that's the, I think that's the effect that slimes make when either they jump around or when you kill the little ones. I'm not sure, it's one of the two. But it's just spewing out every little orifice with Stetson. And that's one heck of a cool effect to have on the server. It doesn't really get in the way, and it's nice and clean. Alright, and finally we have Miner with snowballs. Miner with snowballs. Very similar to the slime. I don't know, you know, if you recognize that or not, but it looks a lot like it. And she's sporting it like a pro. She's made her turn, she's made her rounds, and she is moving on back into our dressing room. And I'll go on in there now, and they can go ahead and turn on their favorite effects, and we'll get a peek at what our little dressing room is we prepped for this event tonight, so that they could show off their stuff. And you see the Mules Models sign with the tinted windows, so nobody can come peep on them as they change in their dressing room. But you can tell they've had fun with it, and we have too. And we hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll have up more videos like this soon. And we'll see you on MulesCraft.